Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video of Commander BubbleteaS Gaming. Well, give me a minute, let me catch my breath and get my thoughts. Today's topic will be to finally do the last rebel leader, which is Cav, and now I think I'll skip that in a separate video. Today's topic will be Commander analysis though for the new SEIGE of Winterfell. So SEIGE of Winterfell is basically League of Legends Dota-like event, and right now I'll be doing the commanders breakdown. So I actually play a lot of League of Legends and stuff, so I roughly know what it is to do in like this type of games though. Basically, you have an army and your commanders, and you have 3 deployment with 3 commanders each, and given your range of arsenal, you can have allocate up to 9 commanders. So it's usually gonna be a strategic allocation of troops though. So let me bring out notepad 2020. Boop. Okay, so in this type of games, there's usually the most common damage dealer, or DPS if you play WoW, heal, and buffer, and debuffer. So debuffer is usually the one that I'm always sleeper broken. Like people always overvalue DPS and heal, but they always undervalue buffs and debuffer, but usually they're the game changer though. So it's like if you play League of Legends, Karma is my favorite support hero, because like his buff is sleeper OP though. Like, it's ridiculous though. So you can be really behind, but if you have Karma and the Karma is behind, but he knows what to do, you end up being silently ahead. So debuffer and buffer is always the one that is broken. Okay, I'm gonna close down notepad and give each of you a commander analysis, and I'll probably figure out like what I'm gonna do. I haven't played the event, but I read the rules and watched some videos, and I roughly can tell that the objective is to capture a point or defend the point though. So in this case, if no buff or stats is involved, your commando allocation actually is like your hero selection. It's actually really important. Might be the most game-breaking factor determine whether you win or lose. Okay, let me put down notepad. So the first one we got here is SEG. Okay, how the SEIGE of Winterfell acts, like it's, give me a minute. I'm sure you all have seen this, but I'm just roughly gonna explain though. So you have 3 deployments, and each of your deployment you can have 3 commanders, and each of your commanders have a skill. So your main commander will proc first, and the one to your left will proc second, and this will proc third. So what does proccing mean? So you all have a rage bar. When the rage bar fills, you will summon a skill, so it'll go in order as 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure. I think if you don't have a second commander, it goes back to your default first though. Okay, so that might be one strategic point. If you really like this commander and you think he's really busted, you might want to just bring him in. The troop allocation, I'm not sure whether it's the same as 1 or 3 commanders, but I'll be looking to test it out. I generally don't like to play or playtest events in the beta and stuff, because usually I like to learn on the go and do my analysis on the real thing though. Beta testing usually it's not very accurate, and they might change it, so I like to learn on the fly, as they say. Okay, so let's see commanders. Show Winterfell. Available commanders. Let's go with SEG. Okay, SEG is deal skill damage, reduce defense and health by 150%. Cannot stack. Also in weakened and fearful, increasing damage that target attack damage taken by 30% and counter damage taken by 50%. So if SEG is your commander, your cast would deal more 50% to their infantry, and yeah. So and if infantry to infantry is 30%. So looking at Sec, he is something like Jon Snow, which I'll go later down. By the way, I don't have him, so I'll probably will just review and skip him. So I would consider Sec a buffer. A buffer and debuffer. So this is one of the key commanders that I'll be looking at. So I'm gonna classify buffer and debuffer together though. Like buffer and debuffer is probably like the stun is utility, and people always undervalue utility. Sec. So I rate this skill 5 out of 5 though. It looks really broken. So I'll be looking at Sec. So any condition, probably if you want to play Sec in your deployment, he has to be a mix though. So you get the countering bonus no matter the troop composition. So condition would be all 3. Okay, let's move on. Secondly would be to Andrea. Andrea is increase the defense and health of infantry by 200. Wow, this is good. Reduce counter attack damage by 75. So if your the enemy's cav attack your infantry, you reduce their damage by 75. Oh my god, this is also debuffer, but it's a conditional debuffer. I'm noticing might be a trend though. So let's see. Russell is so condition for Andrea must be infantry. Your infantry. So let's go to Russell. To target, reduce the damage range also 100% for 4 seconds. So every one of these things is 4 seconds. Russell's also a very good debuffer though. So if everyone, I actually have not looked at the skill. If everyone's a debuffer, I might have to go deeper and look at the numbers and percentage. Oh, Rob Stark. So to trigger dispel immunity and removing all buffs. So for example, if the other side has Sec and Andrea and they have their infantry buff, Russell has the 100% chance to remove it. So Russell is Rob is 100%. You use it for damage and debuffing. So Rob Stark is my hidden slipper though. Like I like this type of skills whereby you can debuff. Okay, Haley is the first DPS. Generally don't like those though, but let's see the numbers. Deal damage, damage coefficient 140. So I assume this is like your, if you have more infantry, it scales higher. Russ, okay, then Gorel, infantry and cav by 200, and attack of their spearmen by 200. Okay, and all troops by Gorel is also another debuffer, conditional debuffer. Okay, Chris is enemies fell into hesitation. Also increase animal skill damage by 30%. So it's Chris is a stun and also a debuffer. Oh shit, I should have looked at this. Apparently they're all debuffers, so I might have to delve into the numbers. But also increasing enemy skills damage taken. Okay. Oh, Miranda is damage DPS with buff. Theon Greyjoy also a debuffer. Oh shit, they're all debuffer. Okay. Sansa is a healer. This one I saw the preview. Let's see. Shit, they're all debuffers. Liana Water is a buffer. Okay, switch direction. I might have to go in depth to their debuffer. So Soren is a damage dealer. Sheila is also a damage. This one is Jaina is a buffer. Okay, a lot of utility though. Might need to close this video and remake it. Okay, and this one is Meryl is a buffer. So they all debuff and buff in the same way. Interesting. Okay, Ansel is conditioner buffer with spear. So I'm gonna say he's more of a DPS though. So okay, debuffer, buffer, vice, buffer, conditioner buffer, AOE 850, Annie, healer. Okay, they're all basically debuffers and buffers. Oh my god. Okay, now my job gets hard. So this is Notepad. I'm gonna actually have to delve into their specifics though. Let's see. SEIGE also has weaken, fearful, dispel. Okay, so if that's the case whereby they all are some kind of debuffer and debuffer, you need to look for commanders with sort of dragon skill effect. So SEIGE has weaken and fearful. Andrea doesn't, Russell doesn't. Rob Stark has dispel. Ailey doesn't. Dion has fear of war. Chris also has hesitation. Okay. So, no. Vice. Vice has what's it called? Tenacious. Kravis has hesitation. Bleed. So Annie. Okay, provoke and tenacious. So whoa. Jon Snow and Cersei. Okay, put up Notepad 2020. Okay, so if you look here, if they all have some kind of debuffer and buffer and stuff, you must look for commanders with specific like additional passive though. If I only have 9, I'll probably take all this and match them with stuff that they don't have in common. So I would never match Chris and Kravis together, so these two would not be in the same, else I don't get the benefit. I don't think they stack though. So the thing to worry about here is probably weaken and fearful. SEIGE is definitely my top pick though. Weaken and fearful. So if I see SEIGE in the enemy's deployment, I'll probably have to deploy Robb Stark to counter it. And the troop composition. Okay, I roughly have what I wanna do in plan in mind though. So for my 3 deployments, I'm going to have one full infantry, because I feel that the infantry here has the most conditional buff, and spear also have conditional buff. And the other one, I will put a mix with all the buffs that affects the whole troops without condition though. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do, man. After reviewing the skills, I think I have a clear picture of which commander's deployment I want to be in and what counters what. So I think Rob counters sag, and anything with hesitation is really good though. So I'll probably sneak Chris into my infantry lineup, and Kravis into my mixed lineup. I don't have Jon Snow and Cersei, so I'm not planning them with mine though. Varys also has a good debuffer though. Annie as well. Theon is actually really good, but I'm not sure whether bows are effective though. So right now, after reviewing the skills, and my 3 deployment, I'm going to have 1 full infantry, 1 full spear, and 1 full mix. Because my infantry, the commanders above have all very good synergy. Spear is second. The Cav doesn't have though, but I want to give a mixed deployment. And my infantry, so if there's no Cav, I'm going to assume that I can bring in more infantry to the deployment though. Cause like if they have no good commanders buffing Cav, their Cav also will be relatively weak, assuming this game is stat free. So I'm gonna be testing out my theories tomorrow, but after looking at the skill, Sag is really good. Rob counters Sag. Chris and Kravis cannot be in the same team. And hesitation and fear of war is actually a buff that you might be able to give up your troop composition to get in though. And Cav seems to be really weak in this lineup, but I'm assuming they're compensated by their marching speed when they fight for objective. Okay guys, sorry guys, this video has been done on the fly though, but I hope you see my logic and thinking. So I'll be looking more in depth and trying out my theories during the match tomorrow. Overall, I'm quite excited for this event though, because I want to see whether my theories are right. I haven't played it before and it'll be my first time. Alright, thank you so much. Have a pleasant day.